Hi, y'all. If you are a returning viewer, welcome back. If you are new, welcome. My name is Amira, and my channel is all about trying new makeup, talking about new makeup, but also finding new and exciting ways to be inspired by the makeup you already own. If that sounds good to you, I hope you will consider subscribing, and if you enjoy today's video, hitting the like button. Today, guys, we are talking about new makeup releases. Full disclosure, I filmed this video 2 or 3 days ago, and then right after I finished filming, a bunch of makeup was announced, and I was just like, well, this video feels pretty pointless at this point, so I just scrapped that one, and I'm sitting down now on the day that this video is going live to talk about the things that have been announced and released in these past few days, because we have a lot. So first off, let me move over. So first off, let's start with Lisa Eldridge. Lisa Eldridge has announced that she is coming out with, and this launches today, 4 p.m. UK time. I don't know how that translates to your time zone, of course, so, do the math if you want to. She is coming out with she says seven new luxuriously lucent lip colors. She's also coming out with, I believe, 3 new shades of her insanely saturated lip color and restocking the 2 that have been out of stock. I originally was not interested in any of these because the luxuriously lucent lip colors of her lipstick formulas they're probably at the bottom of the list. They're kind of like a semi-sheer. You can kind of build them up, glossy, bullet lipstick formula. And they're pretty, but the colors that I have, I don't reach for very often, so I wasn't really planning on picking anything up. And then I saw her video announcing all the shades and swatching all the shades, and there was a couple of shades that I was just like, oh my God, they're so stunning. And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to add this to my wish list. But I am not purchasing anything today. I have made a conscious choice that I will not be shopping the launch. I was like, because when it comes to Lisa Eldridge, I have a hard time controlling myself. Even when I make a plan, and I always make a plan, I make a list, and I'm usually good about sticking to it, but my list is usually pretty long, and I wind up spending a crap ton of money. Not that I mind. Lisa Eldridge has probably my favorite lipstick formula, so I'm not like, it's not like, oh, I gotta shop Lisa Eldridge, but it's just more like, I know I wouldn't be able to just buy one shade and exit out of the website. I'd buy like 4. And there's a few of her velvet lipsticks that are in stock that I still want to purchase. So it's like, I just think it's better for me. It's safer for me to just not partake at all. But I probably will eventually be picking up a few of these shades. Also, let's just get this out of the way. Let's talk about it. Let's put it on the table. Pat McGrath has released, is releasing a new Mothership, her Mothership 10, the much awaited, long anticipated 10th Mothership in her collection. And let me just say, I was underwhelmed. I just remember first of all, I didn't even realize she was coming out with a new Mothership. It was like, I don't know if her stuff just hasn't been showing up in my feed or just have been in my own little world. I don't know, but apparently she's been teasing a Mothership for a while, and I was just like, she was? I didn't even realize it, guys. But she posted like a teaser video literally the day I finished filming this video the first time. Like that afternoon, I was literally about to sit down and edit that video, and she released a teaser video being like, new Mothership, and see sneak peek, see it tomorrow. And I was just like, great, thanks. But she released the video, and I remember posting on my Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted, I just really hope it's not pink. I hope it's not pink. Please don't be pink. It's pink. Am I shocked? No. Am I disappointed? Yes. It's a pinky neutral palette. It's kind of like Divine Rose 1 with some duochromes thrown in. It's got this really beautiful blue duochrome in her special shades, like this shifty, beautiful blue tone. It's got some really pretty bronzes and taupes. But yeah, it's just kind of like Divine Rose 1 with a few of the special shades swapped out. And it's not an ugly palette. It's a beautiful palette. People are going to get a lot of use of it. There's also this like kind of like white, almost silvery champagne tone that's a little bit brighter than her normal gold. I don't know. She still has a gold in there. She still has some pinks. She has a plum. She has a burgundy. It's sort of like, okay, great. Thanks, Pat. I was hoping you would give me something amazing. You would give me some greens, sis. I would have loved some greens. Where are the greens? You gave me one green and then you abandoned me. I would have loved if this had been like full of like greens and taupey, bronzy, you know, some chocolatey metallics and just a green like multi-chrome or dual chrome in her special shades. Like how insanely gorgeous would that have been? I just feel like this it's uninspired. I don't know if I'm going to pick it up. Full disclosure, when she had her sale, I had Utopian Dreams in my cart and then I opted out. I was like, you know, I don't really want to shop this month. And so I just made the executive adult decision to not partake of the sale this year. And I might eventually pick Utopian Dreams up. I might even eventually pick this one up. Part of me really does want to finish my collection. I'm trying not to be a completionist, but I have 8 of the 10 motherships. And part of me is just like, just finish the collection, girl. So I might eventually do that, but I'm a bit disappointed that this is what we're getting for the 10th mothership, you know. It's a bit underwhelming. Next up, I want to talk about, this launched already. It launched on the 2nd, and it is Glamlight's collaboration, part 2 of Glamlight's collaboration with Michaela, who is, if you don't know her, like TikTok makeup beauty influencer. And they came out with a full collection. It has a highlighter palette, it has brushes, it has a 30 pan palette, and then it has this 10 pan palette. And this is the one that I want, and this is the one that is sold out, and I'm bummed about that. But I'll put the picture here, and look at this. This is what I would have wanted Mothership 10 to be, but amped up even more, like less neutrals, just more like, you know? This would have been stunning in a Pat McGrath formula. I've never tried Glamlight. I've heard great things about the formula. I would like to purchase this. It's at a really great price point. It's only 18 bucks. It is currently sold out, but they do say that they are restocking eventually, so I will probably be picking this up. I just think it's a really pretty green palette, and it has some greens tones that I don't actually have. So yeah, I'm thinking I might pick that one up. It looks beautiful. Next up is this collection that was teased by Colored Rain. Here it is. I'll just put the picture up here. I talked about Colored Rain in my video about brands that I've lost interest in. And this is a prime example of why I've lost interest in Colored Rain. This has to be some of the cheapest looking packaging I have seen in a while from a brand that has been so popular and so beloved as Colored Rain has been. And I think about the packaging of, you know, my Queen of Hearts and my Safari Rain palette, and then I'm getting this, which is like, looks like they got some pick art from Google or something and just like put it on the packaging. The palette is completely uninspired. It's an orange, a yellow, a black, a gold, a silver, and a red, which I'm like, don't you guys already have? I feel like they came out with a palette that already looks like that. It just looks cheap. Everything looks cheap. Everything looks like they're cutting corners, and that on top of the, you know, the critique of the reformulation of the shadows, I'm just like not here for it. But this I wanted to talk about because this is sort of like exactly what I was getting at when I was talking about Colored Rain in my last video. This right here. I don't understand what they're doing at that brand. I don't know what are they trying to do? Like, what is the goal? You know, because they went from a brand that lots of people talked about to a brand that I don't hear anyone talk about anymore. And I think this is one of the reasons why. I want to talk about this new launch from Rare Beauty that I'm actually quite interested in. I don't own anything from Rare Beauty. I was pretty indifferent to the brand when it launched. I had sort of reached my limit of like celebrity brands, celebrity makeup and beauty brands. But I really love the selection of tones that they came out with. So, or they're coming out with. I think they're out now. They came out yesterday, the 7th. So They are called the Kind Words Matte Lipstick in 10 shades, and then it has Kind Words lip liner in 10 corresponding shades. And there are some shades in this new collection that I am all about. They look stunning. So let me see if I can pull it up. There is, let me see here. There's Talented, which is a true neutral beige, Creative, which is a muted peach, Lively, a rose pink, Worthy, a muted mauve, Humble, a rose mauve, Fun, a neutral mauve, Wise, warm brown nude, Bold, a deep berry rose, Gifted, a deep dusty plum, and Strong, a rich chocolate brown. These just look really nice. They look like really classic tones, and I think it's smart that they came out with some shades that are like staple type of shades that you would have in your collection. But like Talented looks amazing, Creative looks amazing, Worthy looks amazing. What else? The tone Wise and the tones Strong, amazing. So I might eventually pick a couple of these up. These are not in the limited edition. This is part of their permanent range, so it's not like I'm in a huge rush to pick them up now. But I do want to pick up a few shades and try them out because they look beautiful. Next up is, I mentioned this brand, and again, brands that I've lost interest in, excuse me. And they just have launched a new collection, this Juvia's Place, called the Garden Collection. And it is a Garden of Juvia's palette, $25, a Garden of Juvia's lip gloss in, it looks like 5 shades, and then Garden of Juvia's eyeliner, and it comes in, let me see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 shades. I'm not gonna lie, this palette looks beautiful. I'm actually kind of surprised at how pretty this is. And I'm actually surprised, I'll put it this way. I've been really bored with their color stories, and I talked about that in my last video, that their color stories just haven't been very inspired to me, and it kind of feels like they were retreads of things they'd done before, just mixed around. This actually is something different. Now, they had a pastel palette, which really wasn't a pastel palette. A lot of people called it a pastel palette, but it was hella pigmented, and they look like pastels in the pan, but the way that they applied on my eye, I don't feel like they're that pastel-y, and that's the Deuce palette, if you remember that palette. It's a beautiful palette. I still own it. This feels like a more fleshed out version of that palette. Like, I think this color story is actually really pretty. I'm not actually mad at it. I actually think they managed to do something that's interesting. The packaging looks beautiful. I think it maybe has too many purples. That's probably my only critique of this, is that it has 5 purples in it, and it starts with like these really light kind of lilac-y shades, and then goes to a lavender, and then it has these really rich, a cool tone rich purple, and then like a warm tone rich purple. I think maybe that's my only gripe with it, is that I feel like it has too many purples, but at the same time, those purples will show up differently on the eye, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I'm not mad at this. I don't think I'll be picking this up. Like I said, I'm taking a break from Juvia's. I might eventually pick it up down the road if I get over my, I'm not feeling a little salty with the brand. But as of now, I'm not purchasing that. But I don't think it's a bad launch for them. I think it's actually a pretty smart launch, considering how stagnant I feel like their releases have been recently. And then next up, guys, I am so excited for this. I almost bought the Lightwork 3 palette, the full-size palette, when it was launched in, I think that was what, November, December of last year, but I talked myself out of it. At the time, I was, heading into a no-buy, and I was just like, it was $125. I just couldn't, I had just spent a bunch of money on Danessa Myricks, those Infinite Chrome Flakes, and I was just like, I couldn't see myself spending $125 on one of her palettes at that point. But I do have some FOMO, and I do have some regret about not getting that palette. And I was hoping that eventually she would relaunch it. Like, I was like, maybe around holidays she'll relaunch it. Alas, no. But she is coming out with a smaller like version of that palette. And this palette has, if this will come up for me, it has, come on. Okay, so this one has 8 of her multi-chrome shades. It's 5 multi-chrome pigments, 1 duochrome gel, 1 powder cream, and 1 holographic powder. Available on her website on July 22nd, and it is $85. So it's still really expensive. I mean, $85 for 8 shades is insane. Having said that, multi-chromes are very, very expensive to formulate. So it's not like it's that shocking that it's that expensive. But I think this is one of the things that I said that when I mentioned that I might make an exception, this is one of those things, guys. I think that I would make an exception for this, and I think it would help with my sense of FOMO about this palette. And I like that it's not the full-size palette, because one of the things that sort of held me back from purchasing that palette was the fact that I felt that there were some shades in there that I had dupes for and that I didn't really need. Whereas this feels very like there are some shades in here that I just don't have in my collection. So yeah, so I'm probably gonna pick that up. Next up is CeraVe, which I love CeraVe. I use CeraVe cleanser. Is coming out with their own makeup removing cleanser balm, which I think is so smart. And I'm kind of surprised that they haven't done that already, that it's this later in the game that they're doing that. But they're coming out with a makeup remover cleansing balm, which will retail for $13.99. And then they're coming out with a comforting eye makeup remover with hyaluronic acid for $10.99. And then a skin renewing eye cream at $24.99. I will not be getting the renewing eye cream, but the cleansing balm and the eye makeup remover do sound really interesting, and I wouldn't mind trying those out. Like I said, I love CeraVe products. I think they're just really great standard, like solid skincare products, especially if you have like sensitive skin, reactionary skin. You just need something simple, but that also has nourishing ingredients, because CeraVe, the reason why it's called CeraVe is that their products are packed with ceramides, which help protect the skin's barrier. So I would probably be will be picking those up, especially the cleansing balm, because I'm always in the market to try a new cleansing balm, and I have a feeling that CeraVe's cleansing balm is probably going to be pretty dope. So next up is the Nordstrom anniversary sale. The sale began on Wednesday, and it's till the end of July, till July 31st. And it depends. The dates you can shop will depend on your Nordstrom member level, or if you have a card with them. I do have a card with them, which I don't really use. But the thing about the Nordstrom anniversary sale that kind of bums me out, and why I don't usually partake of it, is that the majority of the things in that sale are sets. Like, they're all things like this, and I'm just not about that life. Like, I want to be able to, I would like a range of things being on sale, and I would like to pick and choose what I want to purchase. You know, I don't want to be like, there's a set and it has 3 things and you only want one of them, and then you have these 2 other products that you don't want anything to do with. I'm not interested in that. So I'm mentioning it just in case, but for me, I'm probably gonna skip it again. I think the only time I ever have purchased from the anniversary sale has been for like things like clothing, not beauty products, because I just don't feel like it's actually that great of a deal. You actually do better with Nordstrom when you just if you have their app. Pro tip: if you have the Nordstrom app, which I do, heart or wish list the things that you want and turn on your notifications. And I tell you that most of the time, Nordstrom has sales all the time. They don't advertise them all that much, but they put things on sale all the time, and you will get much better deals just turning on your notifications on the app and waiting for the things you want to go on sale, because I guarantee you they will. Next up, and this is a little late, but I still want to talk about it because I have feelings, and I have thoughts, and I have feelings, and I have thoughts. This is the already out, the Wayne Goss. Hi, baby. I feel like felt something on my leg. I'm like, ah, and it's just the cat. The Smoky Quartz Luxury Eye Collection from Wayne Goss, and it features a luxury eye palette in Smoky Quartz for $55, and the Essential Eye Kohl Pencil in Granite for $14, or you can get the whole collection for $69. I want to talk about this because when I saw photos for it, I just kind of rolled my eyes. I really did. I mean, because, and then when I saw the swatches, he swatched them on his YouTube channel, and I'm looking at the shades, and I will post a picture here so you can see what his swatches look like. These are his swatches. Who is this for? Because it's not for anybody like my skin tone or deeper. Who's wearing this? It's not me. And I'm going to make a controversial, perhaps unpopular statement, but I just feel like with the Wayne Goss, his releases so far with his makeup collection, everything feels very dated. It feels like it caters to a very specific demographic that is not me. It is not for necessarily melanated people, nor is it for people of over the age of like 55. I feel like his makeup very much is for rich older white women. When I look at his makeup, that's what I think of. I think of rich older white women who want makeup that they feel is a little bit more not as dated, but still in that vein, like still in the sort of not current, but not old school. Does that make sense? That's what I feel like when I look at any of his makeup. He has yet to release anything that I have wanted to open my wallet for. And I just find I find his makeup very dated. I mean, I can't speak to the formula. I know some people who love the formula. I know some people who are indifferent to the formula. I have no opinions on that because I've never tried it. But looking at it, whenever I look at one of his palettes, I'm just so bored. I'm just so bored. I'm just so underwhelmed. I'm just like, every time I see a release, I'm like, this is not for me. This was not meant for me. And that's fine. Honestly, I wouldn't spend $55 on this anyway, because the pigment on this and just in his own swatches is not that exciting, or not that like, it's not wowing me on any front. It's not wowing me in color story. It's not wowing me in swatches. So yeah, it's a no for me, dog. But I did want to talk about this because I saw this and I literally rolled my eyes. Like I just was like, seriously? That's my feeling on that. Next up is this release that dropped yesterday from ColourPop, their True Love's Kiss limited edition lipstick vault. It is their vault celebrating your favorite Disney princesses and heroines, featuring 5 new princess shades. So it's 10 shades all together. The vault itself is $69, or you can purchase them individually for $10 each. And I'll put the picture up here. There's nothing interesting about this to me. I mean, if you're a Disney person, or if you have like, I mean, this would be a great gift for like a preteen or like a teenager who's really into like Disney and Disney princesses. This would actually be a really great gift to get them. But alas, I am not interested in it. The colors look like colors I already own or colors that I can get somewhere else. I'm not a huge fan of ColourPop's bullet lipstick formula anyway. If this is, I'm assuming this is the Luxe bullet lipstick. I don't know if they've reformulated that, but I had 2 of those that I decluttered. I just was not a fan of the formula. So it's a no for me on that one. Next up, let's talk about this new mini palette from Urban Decay. It is their Naked Wild West Mini, and it features 5 shades: Bud, Standoff, Cowboy Rick, Spur. I'm sorry, 6 shades: Bud, Standoff, Cowboy Rick, Spur, Rustler, and Whiskey. Again, this is another brand I talked about in my last video about that I find them boring. I'm not interested in right now, and this is the prime example of why. I don't think anything else needs to be said. Exhibit A. Uma Beauty recently launched a collection, part 2 of their Make It Black collection, which is in partnership with Make It Black Official, where 100% of all the proceeds go to support Black founders through their Small Business Impact Fund. It's 4 lipstick shades and a palette. The palette is $44. The lipsticks are $24 each. The lipsticks, I'm like, meh, whatever. It's a nude, 2 nudes, a red and a black. But the palette looks really, really beautiful. And I kind of, not gonna lie guys, I feel like if Pat McGrath was gonna do like a neutrally palette with those like duochrome shades, I feel like this color story would have been a better route than the one that she's coming out with. I think this is really pretty. I'm not gonna pick it up. I'm not as interested in it as to feel like the need to own it, but I do think it's a really pretty like spin on a neutral palette, but then it gives you like this nice range of really interesting fun shades to play with. All right, guys, and that is everything. Let me know down in the comments below. Did I talk about anything that you're planning on picking up that you've added to your wish list? What are your thoughts on the new Pat McGrath? I'm always interested to know what people think of the new Pat McGrath releases. So let me know in the comments down below. If you enjoyed today's video, please be sure to hit the like button. And if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye now.